Had to make some tough choices, but we got down to 53. Welcome to Sunship Sports and welcome to Green and Gold till I'm dead and cold. Today's cut down day, folks, so let's get to it. Everybody wants to know who Green Bay kept and who they got rid of. Quarterback room, pretty much what I thought it was going to be. Jordan Love is obviously your starter. Sean Clifford named backup quarterback. Alex Magoo got released. Now, a lot of these guys that I'm telling you got released doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to be with the organization anymore. Green Bay can carry a 16-person practice squad, so that's where a lot of these guys are going to end up. I think Magoo may end up on that because, as all of you know, with the new rules this year, every NFL team can keep a third quarterback on their game day roster. I don't think the NFL wants to see what happened between the Eagles and the 49ers in the playoffs last year happen again. So they're going to allow all these teams to keep a third quarterback for emergency purposes on game day. Running back room. Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon, wait for it, Emmanuel Wilson. That's right. The kid earned him a spot on this roster. He just ran better than everybody else. Patrick Taylor, Tyler Goodson, both of those are nice running backs. Kind of the Swiss Army knife type. Nate McCrary also released. Lou Nichols, the rookie out of Central Michigan, also got waived with an injury settlement. Wide receiver room, Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks, Malik Heath, Samari Toure, and Romeo Doubs. That rounds out the 6 that they are keeping at receiver. Jadakiss Bonds, Dre Miller, Deuce Watts, Bo Melton, Cody Crest, and Grant Dubose all got released. Tight end / fullback, Josiah DeGuara, Tucker Kraft, and Luke Musgrave. Musgrave, of course, going to be the starter. Henry Pearson and Austin Allen were both released. Offensive line. We kept 11 offensive linemen. Left to right, the starters, David Bakhtiari, Elgin Jenkins, Josh Myers. Had some questions, but it looks like he's still the opening day starting center. John Runyon Jr. and Zach Tom. Backups at tackles. It's kind of interesting. Yosh Nijman stayed. There were some questions about him. Caleb Jones, big kid, and Luke Tenuta are all on the team. Luke Tenuta is probably going to go on injured reserve for 4 games starting Wednesday, allowing them to re-sign long snapper Matt Orzech, who they also released today. But he more than likely will be back on the team on Wednesday once that roster dips from 53 to 52 after putting Tenuta on injured reserve. The guards, Sean Ryan and Royce Newman. I was a little concerned about Royce Newman. He did not play well in the preseason, but he was a starter a year or so ago, and I think they want to see if they can fix what's wrong with him. Cole Schneider, James Empey, Kadeem Telfort, and Jean Delance all got released. Defensively, defensive line room, pretty much what you thought it was going to be. Starters, Kenny Clark, Devontae Wyatt, TJ Slayton. Backups, the amazing rookie, Carl Brooks, our other rookie, Colby Wooden, who also played well, and Jonathan Ford, backup nose tackle. Jason Lewan, Antonio Moultrie, and Chris Slayton all got released. Pass rushers, favorite thing to talk about, pass rushers. They kept 6. I thought they were going to keep 6, and they kept the exact 6 I thought they were going to keep. Rashawn Gary, Preston Smith, Kingsley Enagbare, our first-round draft pick, Lucas Van Ness, Justin Hollins, and Brenton Cox Jr. Brenton Cox Jr., of course, for, I believe, the 18th or 19th year in a row, an undrafted free agent that makes the 53-man roster. Keyshawn Banks, Aaron Mosby, and Kenneth Odumegwu all got released. Inside linebackers, a little bit of a surprise here. They kept 5. Quay Walker and Devondre Campbell, the obvious starters. Eric Wilson and Isaiah McDuffie are the backups. Eric Wilson plays outstanding on special teams. I think McDuffie will probably be the first guy on the field for whichever one of the starters needs a rest. And then they also kept Tariq Carpenter. Tariq Carpenter is an interesting story. 4 years at Georgia Tech, played safety there, but he is obviously now playing inside linebacker for the Packers. But he can also drop back into that safety room if they need him, and they may need him with Eric Stokes starting out the year on the PUP, and Green Bay only carrying 4 cornerbacks. So it should be interesting to see if Tariq Carpenter plays any secondary this year as well. He can definitely play that star position, that hybrid linebacker safety. So we'll have to see about that. Cornerback room, like I said, only 4 of them. Jair Alexander, Keyshawn Nixon, Rasul Douglas, and Carrington Valentine. Excuse me. Let me go back a step here. Jimmy Phillips and Marvin Pierre were the inside linebackers that got released. Okay, back to our cornerbacks. On the PUP, Eric Stokes. As soon as he gets off the PUP, he's going to be on the team. He's the fastest guy we have in the secondary. He's a first-round draft pick. They want to get him back out on the field. The people who got released, Elijah Hamilton. This one's kind of a surprise to me. Shamar Jean-Charles. I thought he was going to make the team. He did not. William Hooper, Corey Ballantyne, Tyrell Ford, and Keandre Thomas all got released. Safety room. Rudy Ford and Darnell Savage penciled in as the starters, with Jonathan Owens, Dallin Levitt, and Anthony Johnson Jr. as their backups. Dallin Levitt is an interesting story. He is a special teams ace, and he's got a great rapport with assistant head coach and special teams coach Rich Bisaccia, going all the way back to their Oakland/Las Vegas Raiders days. In the safety room, Tarvarius Moore is on injured reserve, so don't know if we'll be seeing him at some point this year. Specialists, Anders Carlson, who just hit that beautiful 57-yard field goal. He is our new place kicker. And Daniel Whelan beat out Pat O'Donnell for the punter's job. Broughton Hatcher was released as well as Matt Orzik, but like I said, Matt Orzik will probably be getting re-signed on Wednesday once Luke Tenuta is put on injured reserve. So, as I said, not a ton of surprises here, but we are ready for week 1. So it is going to be interesting to see how the next week and a half goes, because you could see some of these people change in the 53-man roster. I expect Green Bay at some point this year to pick up a 4th tight end. I thought that they would probably do it before opening day. And like I said, they have some positions where they're kind of heavy, like offensive line, like inside linebacker. So if they need to pick up a tight end and drop an offensive lineman, they can do that. They have the wiggle room to be able to make that happen. Once Eric Stokes comes back after week 4, they're going to have to find a place for him on this roster. And we are carrying 5 safeties right now. We're carrying 5 inside linebackers, carrying 11 offensive linemen. So there's going to be a place for Eric Stokes on this team. My green light special is going to be Emmanuel Wilson. I like this kid. He ran extremely hard in training camp, in the preseason. He had some beautiful runs that he ripped off. Now, granted, he played against a lot of the second team guys, but so did Patrick Taylor and Tyler Goodson, and look who's on the team and look who's not. So, again, congratulations to Emmanuel Wilson. I think that he earned his spot on the 53-man roster, and congratulations as well to Brenton Cox, undrafted free agent who had some trouble in college. Not performing. He did great at both Georgia and Florida on the field, but he did have some disciplinary issues which got him kicked off of both teams. Hopefully, with adults in the room like Preston Smith, like Rashawn Gary, like Kenny Clark, they can help him keep on the straight and narrow, because the talent is definitely there. Folks, thank you again for joining us for this shortened episode of the 53-man roster reveal for Green and Gold till I'm dead and cold. Folks, once again, thank you for making me part of your day. We will see you next time.